Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to work in our scrap ideas journal. I have this idea for an envelope flip out thing, and so I want to share it with you. And at the end of the video, I will show you all of the completed 4 scrap idea journals that we're working in. But for this first one, I'm just going to show you how to do it. And at the end, I'll show you all of them all together. So you can skip to the end if you just want to see them. Okay, so you're going to need some double-sided paper. Okay, just some scrap double-sided paper. And then you're going to need some plain paper. And then you're going to need maybe some fancy scissors. You don't have to have fancy scissors. You can either make your own curves or you could just cut a straight line on this, okay? And then you're going to need an envelope. I created an envelope just to fit this journal, okay? So it's going to be here. Well, it's going to be over here. You're going to need some eyelets, okay? So this is going to be right here and it's going to flip out, okay? So you need it to be on the inside of your journal page, okay? So you can get like here's some examples of other envelope sizes. These were all actually too big for this journal. And so that's why I had to go and make my own here. Okay, so yeah, I kind of like this one. So we're going to make this. I'm going to set this aside because we don't need this just yet. And we're just going to go ahead and measure this. Okay, so this goes this way. We are going to take our double-sided paper and you just need to figure out how much you want on both sides, okay? So this is going to be like a little tab, right, like that. So I'm thinking about this much. I'm going to use my erasable pen so I can mark exactly how much to cut. Okay, I want to go a little bit over so I can use my fancy scissors. So I'm going to go right there. So I'm going to mark that to where I cut this straight, okay? And then I need to see how much going down, right there. So I'm just going to use my cutter. Let me grab it for you guys. You don't have to measure this if you don't want to, but okay, so I'm just going to make a mark, cut this. So I'm just using this piece here and I'm going to cut it across like this. There we go. You don't need much, especially for the smaller envelopes. This does look better, I think, with a larger envelope, but my journals are small, so I have to use a smaller envelope. So it still works and still looks pretty, but so this will open up like this, okay? So I'm going to use my fancy scissors and I am just going to go up the edge with them. I'm just going to cut, hopefully straight. Like that. Just take out little piece off right there. So yeah, I'm going to put that down. Okay, so I'm going to score right here along this line. I'm going to score about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to flip it over and score 1/4 of an inch on that. If you guys can still see, I don't need these. I'm going to move them out of my way. Okay, so I'm going to score it 1/4 of an inch. Oops, I think that moved. There we go. And I'm just going to fold it back like that. Do you think that moved slightly? Like that. Okay, so that you end up with this little flap. Okay, now I'm going to, you might want some glue to glue this, or you could use double-sided tape. And we're going to put it on here like this. If I was sewing on these, I would go ahead and sew right now. Okay, so the other ones I did sew. You will see those are sewed together. But this one, I think I'm just going to leave it plain without it being sewed. So that'll fit right there like that. So let's go ahead and make our tab. Now, if you have something that makes a tab, you can go ahead and use that right now on your other piece of paper. Making sure that you leave enough of 1/4 of an inch on it. I kind of like this one like it is. So let's see. Actually, I do have this on one of mine, I used it on the corner like this, and then I cut across to make it a tab, okay? But I think with this one, I'm just going to round the corners. So I'm going to bring this over. Oops, so sorry. Sorry. Okay, so I am going to cut this, right? Which side do I like? I think this top part. I'm making sure I have enough, that I'm leaving enough that I can add 1/4 of an inch and still have plenty of tab facing. So I'm going to look at this and make sure, nope, that's way too much. So I'm going to move it about right there. Okay, that'll work. So I'm just going to leave that in place. Go ahead and flip this over like that, and go ahead and score it at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, just like that. So now we have this cute little tab. Okay, now I could round the corners. That's what I was originally thinking, but I don't know. I kind of like it not. Okay, now what I've found was whenever I go to do this, and it's easier to put the eyelet in before you glue this down, okay? So we are going to go ahead and put our eyelet in. Sorry, I was just grabbing. I'm going to try and measure this so that I get it exactly in the right spot. Let's see where this needs to be. About right here, I think. That looks fairly even. So I'm going to go ahead and punch this at the 3/16. I'm just going to line it up and punch it in like that. Well, it's a little off, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, and now I'm going to set my eyelet. There we go. Like that, okay? Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to, what I do is I usually put these on first, and then that way I can make sure my eyelet is exactly in the right spot. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue in. I'm going to glue this edge down. Okay, just going to glue this side right here. Oops, I want some glue like that. I'm making sure I'm on the right side. Gonna line that up with the back side of the envelope. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and glue this edge down right here, just where the where we scored. So it's just the score flap. I'm going to try to put it in the middle. I don't suppose it has to be in the middle, but I'm going to try and get it in the middle, just like that. Okay. Now I can completely see exactly where I need to put the eyelet on this side. So we will mark it about right here. Okay, so again, I will punch right about there. And then I will set my eyelet. Got some glue strings hanging off here. Okay, and punch. There we go. Okay, that should, yeah, that lines up. Great. Okay, now we are going to add a piece of this to the inside of here. Okay, so this would be like a little notebook. I am just going to fold this one a couple times, guys, just to make it kind of spring out at you. Okay. Yeah, so whenever you open it, it opens like that. So I'm just going to tear it right here. Okay, now we need the height. So I'm going to put it in like this, and I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to put my ruler and tear. I want to make sure it's on the inside of that. There we go. That should work. All right, and got a little piece hanging, so I'm just going to cut that off. There we go. Got debris everywhere today. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little bead of glue right there on the inside of my piece of paper here. And it's kind of a wavy line today. I don't know. Guess I'm in a wavy mood. Here we go. I'm just going to line it up in the middle here. About right there. And push down. So, yeah. So this will all open. Oops. Better let that dry before I try to do that again. Okay. So push that down. And close it up. Okay. Before I add the tie here, I want to work on the back side. Okay. So on the back side, I am going to put a pocket right here. I think I will make it right like that. So let's see. Where do I want it to cut? Kind of hard to see the line. So I think I'm going to mark it right there. I'm just going to cut that. Bring my cutter over so you guys can see. Oops. And again, I would sew on this pocket before I glued it in place, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to add a little pocket right here. Could have made an L pocket. I could do like 2. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Maybe I should have just done a tuck spot. Tuck. Nah, a little pocket. We'll do a little pocket. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the edges of this with my glue. I got something underneath there. Okay. Glue. Okay, like that. And, okay. I'm just going to put it right here. Like that, guys. Oh, there. I like leaving a little bit of gap. That's a lot of glue I just used, apparently. There. Now we have a little tiny pocket to use. Be kind of cute to put another little tiny pocket on top of that, wouldn't it? I may come back and do that. Yeah, that's cute. Do double pockets. Okay. Then, now we are going to take let that dry. I got glue everywhere. We're going to take my ribbon that I already have. It's some seam binding. And I'm just going to thread it through here. And thread it through here. Okay, and we're going to tie a little bow. Oops, not too tight. I almost bloopered. Okay, wait a minute. I got this backwards. Hang on, I'm going to put the loop on this side. There we go. Try that again, shall we? There we go. Okay, so we got this really cute bow right here. It's not very even, so I may have to come back and fix that. Now we're going to put it in our journal, and I'll show you again. We're just going to add a bead of glue straight down there, or double-sided tape. I think I used both in the other just to get it to stick and hold it in place while the glue dried. Okay, because I really am just one little strip of glue is holding this whole thing into your journal. So, okay, so I line this up with this edge right here, just like that. There we go. Wait a minute, this back one is stuck. Okay, this is from last time's. There we go. Push that down so I can see the edge better. All right, and there we have it. Now our journal flips out. That'll hold there. So you got a tuck spot here. You got a pocket here. You got a pocket right here. That's really cute. And then you open this and you take off the tie and you have a pull out writing spot like that. Isn't that cute, guys? Yeah, I really enjoy making these. Let me show you, I'll pull over the other ones real quick and show you those. Okay, so in this scrap idea journals, I did one here in the green tones with a little bee. So back here has a pull out card and you can tuck it. This has, let me put that back in there. This has a pocket. Make sure you can see. This has a little pocket and you can see I did sew on this. It just has a little tag in there. And then over here I did sew on this all the way around. Each one has slightly different things. So I remove my ribbon. You can see my cute little bee right here. This one opens up and has a notebook in it that you can write on. And so, yeah, that one's in green tone. Here, this scrap idea one I did with the upper section so that this one flips up, and I just put in some loose papers so you can tuck them into this slot. I didn't add a pocket on this one because it is in the upper section, so I didn't put an extra pocket there, but you could, or a belly band. This one is kind of in the yellow ribbon, so it's the yellow ribbon. And then the tab on this one, I did round the edges. So you can see the edges are rounded on it. And then here's the fancy cut. And inside is just some notebook paper. It kind of matches the ones in the back. In the back here, it matches those. Okay, so we'll put that one aside. And, oops. And this one I did in the blue tone with a pink, pretty pink ribbon. I open it. Here is the journal card, and you can tuck it there if you like. This pocket, as you can see, I did sew. I did sewing on it, and there's a tuck spot pocket kind of thing. Okay, so this envelope, this envelope I did in white, and I outlined it in blue. Okay, so this one is a little stiff. Let me get that. Okay, got it. So open that, pull it out, and this one I did a fancy shape. This is the one I said I used with this. I put that on the end, the corner, and cut it. Okay, and so this one opens and it has the pull out notebook pad. Just some extra writing space. Okay. Oops, I must have folded that. There we go. Okay, so that is all of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this with the scrap ideas, and you guys can let me know what you think or if you're going to try one, okay? So have a blessed day.